Fellas, let's go to a topic that seems to always come up. And sometimes you don't know where it comes from. You don't know when it's going to come. You don't know how it's going to come. But it seems to always come up. And it's with the Pittsburgh Steelers. And we're talking about Mike Tomlin's future. And let's start with the Ben Roethlisberger quote, because I feel like having a legend like that say something, maybe that gives it a little different context. And he said, maybe it's time to clean house. Maybe it's time. Maybe it's time. And I like Coach Tomlin. I have a lot of respect for Coach Tomlin, but maybe it's best for him too. That was on his Football and podcast. Coach Dungy, how do you hear it? Your reaction to this whole situation?
Yeah, I've lived in Pittsburgh for 10 years. I was around Steeler football, so I know how the fans are. This time of year, everybody gets upset. Their feelings come out. I saw Ben's quotes. I saw James Harrison with kind of the same thing. And you see these players saying, man, what's going on? We're just not seeing Steeler football. I'm a former Steeler. I'm saying the same thing. I'm not seeing Steeler football. But I also know that you can't just, jump ship and get rid of the coach and think everything's going to turn out fine. I went through this in the past. I saw Chuck Noll after winning 4 Super Bowls when I was an assistant coach there, and people saying the game's passing by. We need to get rid of him. Bill Cowher, same way, a couple of years out of the playoffs. Oh, we need to get rid of him. Just relax, people. Let the season play out. Let's see what the Steelers do these last 5 games before we decide to get rid of the coach.
I don't know, Coach. I see it a little differently. I mean, we've covered Mike Tomlin for a long time, and maybe he needs a fresh start. Maybe it doesn't sound so unreasonable. And I think, one fit could be the New York Giants, could be a perfect fit for him, because I think, he's a guy that can really handle the media. He has a young quarterback, and we saw the impact of Sean Payton and the young quarterback, Bo Nix, impacting him and rejuvenating him. And defensively, I think the Giants have a lot of good pieces that he could build on. I think Tomlin makes this a borderline playoff team. If I'm the Giants, I'm aggressively going to the Pittsburgh Steelers, seeing if I could trade for Mike Tomlin.
Yeah, I could see that, definitely. But I have to put myself in Art Rooney the second, what his situation. Okay, I get rid of Mike Tomlin. I let him go. Let's start fresh. Who do I get? I've got to make sure I get somebody better than Tomlin, and that's not necessarily easy.
I think the biggest problem, Jack, is he just doesn't have a quarterback. I mean, and that's the biggest thing. We know that he can fix a defense. He can build a defense. DK Metcalf, he hasn't looked like a number 1 receiver, but they need a young quarterback that'll come in, that'll spark the entire team, that'll give that it'll give that organization like much needed juice. They just need something a little different.
Yeah. And right now, there's not an identity on the offense or the defense. And, that comes from your staff and everybody else. Mike is a good coach. He's going to continue to be a good coach. But right now, I kind of agree with the old veteran guys. I'm not seeing Steeler football. They've got a month to get back to that.
Yeah. Let's start with this. I mean, it's been amazing. Rodney, to your point, Big Ben retired in 2021, right? So they haven't really had that level of quarterback play since. And even at the end of his career, it was teetering a little bit prior to his retirement. They've tried to draft guys. Now they've kind of gone the old way. Let's bring in a vet. Let's bring in Aaron Rodgers and see if we can get some final miles out of this. And they are 6-6. They're getting ready for Baltimore, who's also 6-6. And they're playing right now for the division lead. It's amazing when you think about, since Big Ben retiring, they have not had a losing season. Mike Tomlin has not had a losing season. He's had a couple 10-win seasons without that quarterback. And here they are again for first place in the AFC North, Coach.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.
Steelers fans, listen up. Things in Pittsburgh just changed in a big way, and this could be the spark we've been waiting for. The past few weeks have been rough. After that brutal 26-7 loss to the Bills, many were ready to write off this season, questioning whether the Steelers still had what it takes to fight for the playoffs. But sometimes, out of collapse comes clarity, and out of chaos comes opportunity. This week, the Steelers decided to part ways with veteran cornerback Darius Slay. It was a move that raised eyebrows, a 6-time Pro Bowler, a veteran presence in the secondary, but the decision wasn't made lightly. The club announced they waived Slay, promoting cornerback Asante Samuel Jr. from the practice squad while also claiming wide receiver Adam Thielen off waivers. Why release Slay now? According to the team, sometimes the fit isn't right. Their defensive scheme hadn't clicked with him the way it needed to, and with Asante Samuel Jr. showing flashes and limited action, the coaches felt it was time to move on. The truth is, the defense struggled, especially against the passing attacks they faced, and the Steelers are betting on younger, more scheme-friendly pieces to stabilize the backfield. It's a gamble, sure, but one that might pay off down the stretch. On offense, the changes might just be even more impactful. The Steelers claimed Adam Thielen, a 12-year wide receiver, someone with a proven track record and strong hands, desperate for a meaningful role in what he says will be his final NFL season. In Minnesota this year, Thielen's role had dwindled. Minimal playtime, limited targets, far from the Pro Bowl form he once had. But he asked for a release, seeking a chance to contribute, to matter, before calling it quits. Now, in Pittsburgh, Thielen gets that chance. With the receiver room lacking consistency and production, with only a few reliable targets behind the top guys, Thielen brings veteran savvy, route-running polish, and a desire to prove he still belongs. He told the media he feels good, feels capable of still running routes, being a deep threat or reliable intermediate target, and wants to help this team down the stretch. Let that sink in. While critics are questioning our offense, while media is pointing fingers at underperforming receivers, the Steelers have added a veteran who has done this, a player who knows how to win, how to create separation, and how to pull down tough catches in clutch moments. That is the kind of experienced presence that can help stabilize the offense, give our quarterback more comfort, and maybe, just maybe, unlock a renewed spark. Meanwhile, on defense, shaking up the backfield might be painful in the short term, but this is about long-term vision, a unit that fits the scheme, plays fast, plays sharp, and isn't stuck chasing legacy performances. With Asante Samuel Jr. now in the mix, getting reps, getting comfortable, the Steelers might finally find the balance they've lacked. Yes, the season sits at 6-6. Yes, we've lost winnable games, and critics are loud. But this week almost feels like a reset button, a chance to rewrite the narrative. The release of Slay, the addition of Thielen, it all signals that the Steelers organization is not standing still. They're still fighting. They're still adapting. They're still believing. And as a fan, I'm with them. I believe this group still has more in the tank. I believe there's still time to compete. If Thielen can bring even a fraction of his old spark, if the defense can gel behind their revamped secondary, if the coaches put together smarter game plans, then this Steelers team may surprise some people. They may shock the doubters. They may show that black and gold still has fight left. So I ask you, Steelers Nation, do you feel the shift too? Do you believe these moves can change the course of our season? Hit that like button if you believe, subscribe to stay locked in for every twist and turn, and drop your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think Adam Thielen becomes a key piece? Do you think this defense shakeup pays off? Let me know, because this fight's not over yet, not by a long shot.